Hello my friends, welcome. So this is probably the last piece I have to add to my starter pack. The starter pack is composed by the presentation of the basic toolbox, about the magic box, and then of course the drilling machine and the screwdriver. And this machine is extremely useful also for beginner because you can cut with it almost everything. It's very easy to handle. It's a rather low-risk machine for a saw. For this subject, 3 videos. One video will be about the presentation of the machine itself. And the 2 other videos will show you different types of cuts. And this is where you will see that this machine is absolutely fantastic.
And I have, of course, a last video which is showing a concrete example, which is the preparation of this board for avoiding the dog to go upstairs.
So let's start right now with the presentation of the machine. Some words about the machine itself. So it's quite straightforward. You see here, this is for inserting the blade. On the other side, there is here a system for the inclination of the blade. Honestly, I never used it, but it's certainly useful sometimes. And here, this is for activating the aspiration of dust. It will then go out here. But as I don't have any vacuum cleaner here, I won't use it, so I put it back on 0. And for this jigsaw, exactly the same. Little difference here, there's a security for activating the blade. And on the other side, there is the same thing for the inclination of the blade. And there's no system for the aspiration of dust. And here I forgot to mention, you can also arrange here the inclination of the tool in opening this screw here, and then you can also cut, let's say at 45 degrees, for instance. And there is the same on this type. So let's have a look at the blades. So this here is the classical blade you will be using most of the times. You see that the teeth are quite close, even though not super close. And so this is for cutting wood, so this is your default blade. And then there is the big sister. This here has the particularity of being very long. So you will be able to use it when, for instance, cutting beams, which are by far thicker than the normal wood that you're cutting. Then still in the wood blades, this here is the thin blade. It's, let's say, approximately half high than this one. And this will be extremely useful for cutting rounded pieces, especially when you're cutting within the wood. So this is a very, very practical blade. And I'm finishing with the last one. This here is the blade for metal. And this is also the blade you can use for plastics. You see that the teeth are quite close to each other, they are quite fine, and so this will enable you to cut metal or plastics, very good for plastics. And for instance, I used it several times for cutting a roof, which is made out of fiberglass. There is one very important thing. It is this top here. This top here depends on your machine, so be careful when you're buying new blades not to mix up with other types, because you won't be able to put them on your machine. So the other type I know is, for instance, here it's like rounded inside. So just be careful when buying blades that you're buying the right type here on the top. For the installation of the blade, So it goes like this on this model here. So here you see that there is a very small little wheel, and this will hold the blade when being activated. So you put the blade with the teeth in the direction of the front, then you insert it into this little piece here, and then you just push it back, and then here it's in. And now it's fine. So now you can put the power back.
For the other machine, it's slightly different. This machine is more recent, and for me, I consider it easier to handle. So same principle, you put the blade with the teeth in front. Then you turn this little ring. You push the blade inside. And then you can release the ring, and when it's clipping back, it means that the blade is well set. Now I can put the power. So here I'm putting the battery. It's the same battery than my screwdriver you've seen on my video. And then you release the security, and then it's working.
For removing the blade, you just do the opposite than what you did for putting it. Meaning essentially here to open this ring, and this will free the blade, and so you can just take it out like this. Super easy. And for the other one, you can see here the difference in length of the blade. The opposite again. You push this to the upper part, and then you can remove the blade. Super easy. That's it for today. Now you know everything about the Jigsaw. So I invite you to have a look on the videos that I did for showing you how to use it. Let's go.